There we go. Recording in progress. Let's get the show started.
Royal family, it's Queen Akaiha. That's right. The queen of the real deal, no BS talk show. Current events and what matters to us. That's right, Black Lives Matter. Real talk, kings, queens, princess, take your royal places. It's showtime. Music, please.
What's going on, Royal Family? Yes, it's the queen of the real deal. No BS talk show on camera, live. How about that? It's been a minute. I've been doing a lot of content research. I've been trying to get my likes up. I've been trying to have the right followers, because I am doing this all about our history and what happened and how did we get in the predicament we're into today. Also, looking at relationships. And I bumped into one of the greatest content people, I think, on YouTube, which was Kevin Samuels. I mean, ladies, gentlemen, think what you like. The brother was telling the truth. Condolences to his family, condolences to you who followed him, because I am actually those women he warned you about. I'm one of those women that he tried to warn young women about, getting past the age of 50, retired, and don't have that big bankroll, and trying to figure out how you're going to make it work. Yeah, manifest all you want to, and you got to think positive. You got to do things that's going to draw that money to you. But when you get a certain age, that's not what you're thinking about. You're thinking about retirement. You're thinking about making your ends meet. I know we do that throughout our whole life, right? So anyway, I'm going to be definitely doing a piece on, what is it like to be a retiree, considered a senior and still looking fabulous. That's right. But looking at those bank accounts and looking at those investments and looking at the stocks and bonds and say, wait a minute, this brother was on to something. And we have to acknowledge that. It's not easy. And being single in a world where, it's swipe right, swipe left, we didn't do that. I mean, I've been married twice for very long-term marriages. I'll say that. And left the marriages because of infidelity. But when I heard brother man Kevin Samuel say, when you go for the high earners, when you go for the high earners, that they have options. They don't cheat. So I started to think, wait a minute. So I've been attracted to high earners, or Henrys, what they call them, high earners but not rich yet. Are you trying to be a CIA or FBI? I think that's for women. CIA is for men. I forget some of his terms, but what's we going to be doing on the Real Deal No BS talk show? We're going to be talking about what does it take? Right where he left off, that's where we're going to start. We're going to look at to women my age, younger and older, to find out really, truly, what is it going to take to have a happy life in your age group, in my age group. And that's what the show is going to be about, but it's going to be based on the Kemetic studies. That's right. We're going to be doing it on the Kemetic studies. So, our Nubian brothers and sisters, I am so happy that you stopped by. I guarantee you it won't disappoint. Stay focused, stay up, stay ready, because the show will definitely come on live, and it will be at 5:30 on Fridays on YouTube. So if you'd like to be a part of the Real Deal No BS talk show, you're at the right place. Please like and subscribe. I've got to get these subscriptions up. I never knew this. I've been on Blog Talk for years, 10,000 followers over there, and oh man, it's really cold over here at the YouTube station. So let us do something like press that button, that like button, or press that subscription button, and we'll definitely keep coming to you. I hope that you will enjoy our show. I hope that you will pour into our show your thoughts on what we're talking about. That's right. It won't just be me. It won't be just a one panelist. I don't think so. I'm going to have other people here to express their thoughts and their ideas. You know, this is coming into 2023. What are we ready to do, ladies, gents? How do we come together? How do we make this relationships work? How can we make them work? I've had so many of my associates, should I say, come to me telling me about how the relationship ended, or how the gentleman ghosted her, or how, they want to speak to them, but they've blocked them after they thought they had a successful relationship. Is that the new norm? Someone comes into your life and tells you all the stories and things that you want, takes you places and do nice things with you, and once they get what they want, which I guess is the cookies and the milk, we try to keep this thing PG, baby. But once those things happen, then they kind of ghost you. And I think this has been going on since the beginning of time, but it was just called something else. I think our fathers, those of us that were raised with fathers, daddies, advisors, supporters, financial backers, our real sponsors, our daddy, and our queens, our mothers. They would try to remind you to keep your legs closed, keep your dress down, don't be giving up sex so quickly. But do we live by that, or do we just live by the vibe and the feeling that we have with that person? What's really the answer for you? Some people may meet you, fall madly in love with you on the first date. There are people that have married pretty much the first couple of weeks of knowing each other, and have been married for 50 years. What's the options? What would our brothers say? What's the statistics on that happening? Probably very, very small, especially in our black families, the black communities. How many of us are really in long-term marriages? My first marriage I was in for 7 years. 9 years, excuse me. But we were together on paper for 30. And in my second marriage, we were together 7 years. And then we were on paper for another 2 years. So, that's 37 years, 40 years of my life that I devoted to being in a marriage. And believe you me, they were totally opposites. But they still had the same issue. So was the issue them, or was the issue me? And that I'm going to keep repeating that until I get it right. The issue of infidelity. Where did I learn that was okay? But thanks to Kevin, he just whopped me and said that that's not cheating, that's exercising their options. So we all have options, right? We all have options. How are we exercising them? The main thing is, why don't we tell each other that's what we're doing? That is what we're doing. Why don't we tell each other? Why do we play the love bombs, the I want you all to myself bombs? Or is it just more game? Is it just a game on steroids because you swiping left and you swiping right? Are there any real honest and dedicated people? And I hear this from the men on some sites that, most of the women want to be cashed out before they even go out on a date with you. But is that date all about sex? And is that why she's asking you to cash app her? Or are you sending her penis pictures? And is she sending you vagina pictures? So what's really going on? So are we putting it out there that this is what we want, but yet and still maybe this is not what we want? Are we sending mixed messages? So we have to go and ask our ancestors, and we have to prepare ourselves for what it is we're putting out there in the universe. if we ask for something, first we have to ask, and it should be a genuine ask. It should be something that you've really thought about, prayed about. And then you have to believe that it's going to happen. And then when it shows up, you have to be able to recognize it so that you know, this is what I've been praying for. And then what? We take a little bit longer to make sure this is the right one? Or do we just jump head in on the deep end and then wonder why this is happening and that's happening? I mean, it takes a lot of examination, self-examination. We all want what we want, at least that has been my experience in dealing with people. I've been into a lot of different arenas with dealing with people with issues, drugs and alcohol, food addictions, sex addictions, shopping addictions, the whole 12-step programs for many, many moons. And when I think about it, it's all an addiction to something that pulls you away from you. It's something that allows you to escape from yourself. Somewhere, somehow, we have figured out that we need to be entertained from somewhere else, by someone else. And when that no longer works, then we look for someone else. And in the process, we end up repeating the same cycle over and over again. So we're going to be doing some in-depth digging. I hope that you will definitely stop by. I'm going to try to do this on live for YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and Twitter. I'm trying my best to get my people together so that we can definitely keep the show moving. In the meantime, don't forget, stop by the page, like, subscribe, and we definitely will come back to you. Friday, 5:30 Central Standard Time, and the Queen will be here looking for her kings, her prince, and her princesses to comment on today's show. The thought of the day's show is going to be, are we really ready and secure enough to have healthy and happy relationships? Are we doing the things we need to do to bring those relationships to fruition? So please let us do that. Thank you very much for logging in today. Thank you. Stop. Hello.